Do you want to speak English fluently but don't always have a partner to practice with? No problem. I know that finding consistent speaking practice can be tough. So, in this episode, I want to present to you 7 solo exercises you can do anytime, anywhere to practice speaking English alone. These exercises will not only help you improve your fluency, but also boost your confidence so you can speak English with no hesitation. Hey there, how's it going? Thiago here, and welcome to another episode of the podcast. Before we start with the exercises I have for you, I want to remind you to subscribe to the channel because every week there's a new episode here designed to help intermediate and advanced English learners communicate with more confidence, more accuracy, more clarity, and more awareness. If you're not subscribed yet, and if this sounds like something you want for yourself and your English, make sure you subscribe, activate the notifications so you are notified whenever there's a new video here on the podcast. And also, if you are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you can simply follow the show because that way you're not going to miss a single new episode. So let's get started here with our 7 solo exercises to practice speaking alone. But I want you to imagine something with me now. Imagine standing at a crossroads, a compass in your hand. But this isn't just any compass. This is your fluency compass. And your fluency compass is about to guide you on an incredible journey to English mastery. So today, I'm going to share with you the fluency compass. This compass is pointing at 7 different exercises you can implement that will transform your English speaking skills. And these aren't just any exercises. They are your personal guide to practice speaking English confidently, anytime, anywhere, even alone at home. So let's begin our journey today with the very first solo exercise. This exercise is called Face Yourself. Face yourself. Our first step is the mirror. That's right, the mirror. Your bathroom mirror or your bedroom mirror is about to become your best friend. You can spend 5 minutes a day talking to yourself in the mirror. It might feel weird and awkward at first, but trust me, it works wonders for your confidence and pronunciation. As you are practicing speaking in front of the mirror, you can practice conversations, presentations you have to give, or even just random thoughts out loud. And here's a bonus tip. Pay attention to your facial expressions and body language too, because most communication that happens among humans is nonverbal. So it's not just about the words you say or how you say them, but also how you look as you say them. Remember, your body language, your facial expression, your gestures. So that's the first exercise. Face yourself in the mirror. The second exercise is called Listen and Repeat. Now we're going to shadow the pros. You can find a short English audio clip that you love and try to repeat it exactly as you hear it. You can copy not only the words themselves or the pronunciation of the sounds, but you can also copy the pace. The pace is how fast or slow the person speaks in the passage you chose. You can copy the intonation, the modulation of the voice. Does that person speak in a more monotone way, or that person modulates the voice a bit more, which is actually ideal? So, shadowing can provide you with a great opportunity to improve your speaking skills alone, because shadowing helps you internalize the natural rhythm of English, of the English language, I mean. I like to think of languages as songs and music as well, because in my mind, each language has their own melody. So you have to learn how to sing that melody that language has. So English certainly has a certain melody. So You have to learn how to sing the melody of the English language, how the voice is placed, um, how the words are pronounced, and how people usually communicate in English. To help you with that, you should find good role models, good speakers of English that can serve as good examples for you to model after. These role models obviously can be native speakers of English, but not only native speakers of English. You can also find non native speakers of English who also have good English skills, who also speak English very well. I mean, if you follow my channel here on a weekly basis and you're always watching my videos, I believe it's because you consider me a good role model for your English as a good speaker of English, even though I am not a native speaker myself. So find good role models. And just one little parenthesis here, be careful also with the native speakers that you choose as your good role models, because I've already touched on this point here on the podcast before in previous episodes. Just because a person is a native speaker of English doesn't mean that person is automatically a great communicator, a great speaker of English, therefore a good role model for you. So be also critical, not only of non-native speakers of English, but also of native speakers of English that you will adopt as your role models. Okay. Moving on to the third technique or exercise here, we call this unleashing your voice. Unleash your voice. When you unleash something, you let it loose, you let it free. It's like something is trapped, and then you unleash it. So unleash your voice. And you can do that by focusing on your pronunciation. Your pronunciation in English is your foundation. Clear pronunciation is key to being understood. So you should practice alone individual sounds of the English language, word stress, and also intonation patterns. Well, speaking of pronunciation, I think this is a perfect moment for me to introduce you to the sponsor of today's video. Yet once again, the app IELTS Speak. IELTS Speak can be your secret weapon because it is an incredible app that uses advanced AI to pinpoint your pronunciation mistakes and give you instant feedback. With over 1,600 lessons across 40 plus topics, it's like having a personal English tutor in your pocket. So let me give you a quick demonstration of how you can use IELTS Speak to practice your pronunciation more. And you can do that 100% by yourself. So I can come here to improve pronunciation, for example, and I was already working on some exercises here myself. So let me show you a little bit of day 3 here. Let's focus on this common mistake that learners make, the dropping of the ending sounds.
English plays an important role.
This one is nice because if you look at the IPA transcription there at the bottom, how we voice the sounds, I am supposed to focus here on the letter S for plays and on the ending of the word roll. So the letter S for plays is supposed to sound like a Z. Listen to what happens when I don't do that. English plays an important role. You see, what was the problem here? First of all, I didn't pronounce the S for plays as a Z. I did it as an S. I said plays. That's not correct. And I didn't say roll. I said row. Now let me do it the correct way. English plays an important role. Got it? So the app helps you hone these very small details of English pronunciation, individual sounds. I have spoken to the folks at IELTS Speak, and they gave me a special link to share with you. Actually, 2 special links. The first one is you can just try the app for 7 days for free in the Pro membership. If you want to try it, you can use that link. The second link is going to give you a 50% discount on their premium membership for 1 year. The premium membership unlocks even more lessons and even more features. I'm going to leave the links here in the description of the video, also in the pinned comment on YouTube. And if you are on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you can just check out the show notes of this episode. But do check it out because this app can totally help you practice your pronunciation in a more focused way. Now let's continue our journey. The next solo exercise you can try is called Engage Your Mind. Engage your mind. Challenge yourself to think in English throughout the day. You can describe your activities, narrate your thoughts, even argue with yourself. You can have arguments with yourself in English. This helps you break free from translating in your head. When it comes to stopping translating in your head, it's really important that you force yourself to do so. You need to force yourself, force your mind to stop translating and to start thinking in English more and more. The minute you catch yourself thinking in your native language, stop and bring your focus back to just thinking in English and using English. In many ways, I think that this process is similar to meditation. If you've ever studied about mindful meditation, meditation is exactly about that. The main focus of mindful meditation is for you to practice bringing your focus, bringing your attention back to the present moment over and over again. A meditation session is not about being thought free, free of any thoughts for a long time. Maybe with many years of practice, you can get to that point. But for most people, what happens is imagine you have a 5-minute session to meditate. You have to choose, first of all, something to focus on. Let's say your breath. You focus on your breathing. Then you close your eyes and you just focus on your breathing. After some time, you will naturally start to deviate your attention. Your attention is going to start going places and you're going to start having random thoughts. It's not a problem if that happens. It happens to everybody. The minute you realize you are having another thought that is not about your breath, you catch yourself doing that and you bring your attention back to your breath. And you do that over and over again throughout the meditation session. It's practice. The more you practice this, the better you become at focusing in the present moment and on just one single thing. Similar thing happens to thinking in English versus translating. When you start forcing yourself to think more in English and not think about translating in your native language, at first, it will be challenging and you will catch yourself resorting to your native language in your mind. But the important thing is when you catch yourself doing that, you stop doing that. You stop thinking in your native language and bring your attention, bring your focus back to just English. And if you do that mindfully over time, you will start to think more and more in English. And you come to a point where you don't even think in your native language anymore when you have to communicate. But it's an exercise that you have to do over and over again. The next exercise that I want to present you with is called Narrate Your World. Narrate your world. As you go about your day, you can describe what you see, what you're doing, and how you feel, all in English. This is great for vocabulary practice and also thinking on your feet. This is a nice expression, by the way. When you think on your feet, you think without having too much time to think. You make a decision without having too much time to think. You have to figure something out right there on the spot. When you are having a real live conversation in English with people, you don't have much time to think too hard about what word you're going to use. It's something that happens more, it happens more quickly. It's more dynamic. This is thinking on your feet. You also have to practice this ability of speaking while thinking on your feet. So, as you go about your day, practice describing things that you're doing, that you plan to do, what you're doing right now. Okay? I used to do that all the time. And, it was actually a major kick for me. I always had a huge kick out of it. It was always fun describing what I was doing, what I was about to do, what I was planning to do. The next exercise is called Capture and Critique. capture and critique. You can record yourself in English, speaking English, I mean, and then you listen back. Again, it might feel awkward at first, especially if you have never heard the sound of your voice recorded. But this exercise of capturing and critiquing is incredibly valuable because when you listen back to yourself speaking English in a recording, you hear mistakes that you might not notice or might not have noticed while you were speaking in the first place. And you can also identify areas to improve. So, as you are listening back to your recording, you can focus on your pronunciation, how your pronunciation of the words, of the sounds sound, right? Your clarity, how clearly is it to understand you, how clearly you are speaking, and also your overall fluency, your overall pace, all right? I have heard from many people things like, I hate the sound of my voice. I hate the sound of my voice when I hear it in a recording. Actually, guys, there's a physiological reason for that. In case you didn't know, if you've ever had this feeling that your recorded voice sounds different from your real voice, um, the main reason is quite simple. Actually, it's very physiological. You know, when I'm speaking to you right now, my voice before reaching your ears, my voice travels through my head, the inside of my head, my skull. It travels inside my skull first, and then it comes out of my mouth, and then, it reaches your ears. So what you hear there is not what I'm hearing right now as I'm talking to you, because it's almost like my head is a preamp. The musicians and music producers out there will know what I'm talking about. It's almost like it's a preamp that converts the signal first and then releases the signal out into the world, you know? So what you hear right now is my voice already away from my body, outside from my head, and with all the influence here of the room, the vibrations, and all that, what's in the air now between you and me, this is actually what's reaching your ears. But I hear something completely different. In my head, my voice sounds deeper. It resonates more because it is inside my head first. But what you hear is not exactly that. So this is absolutely normal. So that's why I believe that recording yourself regularly speaking English, could be in audio format or in video format, is a powerful exercise. Capturing your voice and then critiquing it by listening back. Because, first of all, the more you do that, the more comfortable you become with your true speaking voice. When I'm editing my videos here for YouTube, I get to listen every week to how I truly sound to people. Yeah, I get to hear what you hear. Yeah, but it's not what I'm hearing right now, for example. But this is also good because it raises your level of self awareness as to how you sound as well. So, again, it might feel awkward at first, but make sure you do that solo exercise of capturing and critiquing. All right. Um, the next exercise that I want to talk about, and actually it's the last one, is called your 1 minute sprint. Your 1 minute sprint. Our final destination is the 1 minute sprint. When you have a marathon, when you have runners running a marathon, usually for most of the marathon, they run at a certain pace, a pace that is not too fast, but not too slow either. It's quite continuous and steady. But when when the race is about to end, what do you see happening? The runners have that extra boost of explosion and energy, and they start running really fast to really finish the race at a good position. They start giving their all. That moment when they run faster with a burst of explosion and energy is called the sprint. A sprint is a very short, quick race like that. Okay? So the last exercise here is the 1 minute sprint. You can pick a topic and speak about this topic for 1 full minute. without stopping or repeating yourself. This is a mental exercise that builds fluency and helps you organize your thoughts quickly. 1 minute might not feel like it's a long time, but if I give you a topic and ask you to talk about that topic nonstop for 1 minute, could you do it without stumbling, without pausing or freezing up? This is great practice. So make sure you also practice that, talking extensively about a topic for 1 minute. And then with time, as you become more and more confident, you can increase the time to a minute and a half or 2 minutes. You might get to a point where you are giving full monologues in English by yourself at home. You're talking for 5, 10 minutes about a topic that interests you. All right. And there you have it. These are the 7 solo exercises. So just to recap, face yourself, use the mirror, talk in front of the mirror, listen and repeat, practice shadowing the pros, shadow good speakers of English that you consider good role models for you. Unleash your voice by deliberately studying pronunciation. Focus on how the individual sounds of English sound, on the intonation of the words, word stress, sentence stress, and apps like IELTS Speak can totally help you with that. Also, engage your mind by forcing yourself to think in English more and more. Do it just like a meditation session. If you start thinking in your native language, stop, bring your focus back to English. Don't feel frustrated. It's an exercise. The more you do it, the better your brain gets at it. Then narrate your world. As you go about your day, narrate your thoughts, your ideas, what you're thinking of doing, what you are doing in the moment. Capture and critique. Capture your voice, speaking English through recordings, video recordings, audio recordings, and then listen back to your recordings and be a critic of yourself as a communicator, as a speaker of English, and try to find areas for improvement. Finally, practice the 1 minute sprint. Pick a topic and speak about that topic for 1 minute nonstop. All right. Now, I want to leave you with some final words about this topic here before we jump into the learner's corner. Remember, fluency isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Each of these exercises is a step forward on your journey to English mastery. And with tools like IELTS Speak by your side, you're never alone in this adventure. So, are you ready to begin your journey? Your Fluency Compass is pointing towards success, and your future fluent self is waiting to meet you. Don't forget to download IELTS Speak today and take that first step. Now it's time for the Learner's Corner. And for the Learner's Corner today, I have 2 messages to share with you. First, I have an audio message from David or David, I believe. He's from Colombia. And first of all, let's listen to what David has to say.
Good morning. I was just listening from your podcast. So, Thiago, I am really proud of you. I don't know if you are a native speaker or are you. I am from Colombia. I am David. I would like to improve my English pronunciation. I know that I have some difficulty because with my Spanish pronunciation too, because I speak like a Paisa. But I would like to improve a lot of my English skill, how I can talk easily and confident, level up my English level because I want to become a C1 maybe. I would like to travel abroad and also to get in touch with English culture.
All right, David, thank you so much for your message. I really appreciate that. To answer your question, no, I'm not a native speaker of English. I am Brazilian. I speak Portuguese as my first language. English is my second language. And I believe that achieving a C1 level is definitely a great goal for you to have for you in your English. You can do many things with a C1 level. It's an advanced level already. So, yeah, definitely strive to reach that level. If I might give you, um, if I may give you a tip about your pronunciation, you mentioned that in your audio, right? Um, Again, focus on certain sounds of the English language. Learn how certain sounds are pronounced and practice pronouncing them. One sound that I recommend you look at is the letter S. Learn how the letter S is pronounced in English and then practice that. Okay, so my main tip for you right now in terms of pronunciation is focus on learning individual sounds of the English language. But thank you so much for your message. It was really great to listen to you and keep learning, keep practicing. And finally, guys, I have here an email from another viewer called Zoraida, I believe, Zoraida. And Zoraida says, "Hello, teacher Thiago. How are you? I'm doing well. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing well too. I have followed your advice about practicing my writing, and I'm sending the text to the section Write and Improve of Cambridge University." Okay, you mean the website that you've been practicing your writing skills with Write and Improve by Cambridge, right? At this moment, the texts aren't very long. They are between 25 and 30 words, beginner level. What do you think? Do you have any advice for me? I am making one per day. Is it too little? Thanks a lot. One per day? No, I don't think it's too little at all. I think that writing one short text per day is already a great exercise for you to do. I think that already makes you or puts you ahead of 90% of learners who don't do that. So no, I don't think it's too little writing one short text per day and using Write and Improve to do so. But about the length of text, yes, I think that 25 and 30 words, this is just too short. What is it? Barely a paragraph. So what I recommend, because based on your email here, Zoraida, I can see that you write already. And based on your writing here, you already have some vocabulary, some knowledge of the English language. So I feel like you could write a little bit longer text. So I recommend starting with 100 words per day. 100 words, it is still quite short, but at least you have more room to do something, 100 words per day. And then with time, you can build it up to 150 words, 200 words, 250 words, And as you write your pieces of text, already practice structuring your text. Let's say you want to write a 100 word text about a topic. You can write maybe one sentence as introduction to that topic, and then you write the main body paragraph discussing that topic, and then one conclusion sentence. But it's important that you already practice this structure of introduction, body, conclusion. And then as you write more and more words, then you add more information. So maybe you get to a point eventually where you are writing a short paragraph as an introduction, and then 3 body paragraphs about the topic, and then a short conclusion paragraph. And then you have 5 paragraphs to work with. So keep doing that. Keep writing one text per day. I think it's excellent, but you can increase the word count a little bit already, at least 100 words to begin with. All right. Guys, if you are interested in sending me messages to be featured here on the show, just like Davi and Zoraida, you can do so by sending an audio message of about 90 seconds. To do that, you can go to speakpipe.com/English with Thiago, send me an audio message, and I can play it here. Or if you prefer, you can simply write me an email at hello.teacherthiago@gmail.com. It could be a comment, could be a compliment, could be a question, could be your story if you want to share something about your English learning journey, whatever it is that you want to share here on the show, feel free to do so in audio or via email. Once again, I want to thank the folks at Elsa Speak for sponsoring today's video. Make sure you check out Elsa if you want to try the app for free for 7 days. The link is in the description of the video. Or if you want to go ahead and already take advantage of the huge discount they are offering in the moment, you can do that as well. 50% off their premium membership for 1 year with more features and more lessons. And of course, a free way for you to support my work here on the podcast and on YouTube is by subscribing to the channel, leaving a like on this video, writing a comment as well. Let me know what you think about these solo exercises that I presented to you today, and share this video with a friend, a family member who might benefit from this information as well. And if you are on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, aside from sharing the episode with a friend, you can also leave me a 5-star review on those applications. All right? Guys, thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I'm Thiago, and I'll be talking to you very soon in the upcoming episode. Keep learning and keep practicing. Bye-bye.